Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you how to do a ton of damage, potentially even max damage here inside of Sailor Piece on Roblox in the C2 update. So a lot of people have been asking me for a new damage guide, so I will, pump one out really quickly for you guys. Also, I am still doing a giveaway, so again, make sure to leave a like on this video, comment your username down below, and do make sure to hype the video if you guys want to be entered in my bundle giveaway. Do note this is going to end soon, so do those, and then go ahead and join my Discord, and I will be picking winners very, very soon. Anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this video. So the very first thing that you need to note is that you need to obviously have pretty much damage as your priority. A lot of people would say like crit and stuff like that. You could try doing that, but personally, I wouldn't recommend that. My damage is not at the max by any means, but it is pretty high up there. And I could easily fix this by getting a better bloodline. I mean, there's honestly a bunch more that I could do that I haven't, but 670 is still a pretty good starting range. And even though I don't have the max, this video is still going to be helpful to you. Anyway, so 670 damage is a pretty good start. So the one thing you're going to want to make sure is you have a good stat reroll. If you guys haven't already, I do need to go back to the first world and show you, but I'll show you everything at the first world that you need to do and then everything at the second world that you need to do if you guys want to do the most amount of damage possible. Now, I'm going to go briefly over these first couple things because a lot of you guys already know. So now that we're back at the open world, we're going to go to Sailor Island really quickly, like so, and we're going to just head over. I know a lot of you guys probably don't know this, so I'm just going to go over really quickly, but for anyone that's newer to the channel or videos, make sure you have a high damage title. I don't think, so let's scroll down. Do I have a higher damage? I don't think I do. I think I have the highest one right now that I have. The highest one right now is Dragon Queen, giving you 97% more damage. If I had this, obviously, I would do a lot more damage. Then obviously over here, which I also could definitely improve, is my stat rerolls. We have S on this, but we need to get SSS. So honestly, I could turn on auto reroll and just go ahead and reroll this. And I will reroll this until we get SSS. It could spend a ton of gems, but you can see the pity down here is that. So we will get that in this amount of time. Regardless, it will probably cost over 300 or 400,000 gems, but again, it is going to be a pretty substantial damage boost. All right, so we have SSS. Now, obviously, the highest you can get is Z tier, but that is 30%, so that's already going to increase your damage. So make sure you have a high stat reroll, high titles, the best titles in the game if possible, and the best traits. I don't know. I think I have one of the best traits for damage. I think I have Singularity, which is not the best trait for damage. It is a pretty good one, but this right here is obviously the best. So next thing is obviously all of the Tower Rush and Boss Rush upgrades. Make sure these are upgraded with damage. I haven't even begin to upgrade these, which obviously you need to be doing. Anyways, really quickly, I'm going to teleport to the next couple islands that you need to make sure you're using. So we have this island right here. Oh wait, I just teleported the wrong one. Oops. All right, so over here at the skill tree, as you can see, I have a lot of skill tree points. Make sure your damage is maxed. Most people already do. And then honestly, just go ahead and get your critical damage up as well. I mean, that's boom, like that. We have that all maxed out. Anyways, almost have the whole thing maxed out now. So not only is that a huge health boost, but it should be a huge damage boost as well, especially for criticals. So yeah, we just got to crit on that. So that's going to be a lot more damage just by upgrading your skill tree. Then the last thing that I need to go ahead and show you on this starter island right here, go to Judgment Island, teleport to the spec passive area. And then as you guys can see, we currently have the Rampage, which this one is very, very good for damage. As you can see, it gives 15 to 30%. And the crit damage is pretty good. Now, if you look at this, you can see my damage is only 18% and the highest I can get is 30 on it. So honestly, I should re-roll this until I get Rampage with a higher percent luck. So I might want to bag this and re-roll, which I'll probably end up going through and optimizing everything better later. But yeah, you have that. Now, the next thing is we're going to go over the best bloodlines here in a second. So I'm going to teleport to the next world, show you how the bloodlines work, all that. But the bloodlines are going to help you deal a lot more damage a lot faster. So you definitely need to make sure that you're using them. All right, I'm going to teleport to Punch Island. This is where I've been farming. If you guys haven't been farming this island, it's pretty good. So this area is where I pretty much farm. And if you go into my inventory, you'll see, let me go ahead and open this up. We should have a decent amount of bloodlines. Anyways, right here, we have the bloodlines, and there's two bloodlines that you are specifically aiming for. Astro, which is going to do, or Astral, which is going to do more sword damage. And then Premortal is going to do more damage, more overall damage, and then luck. So Premortal, whatever you want to call it, is probably the best option to land on, but Astral works as well. Bloodlines are very, very important. So go ahead and make sure. I don't even have that good of a bloodline, honestly. I just have a random one. So again, that's another thing that I could do to increase my damage. Now, I've been seeing a lot of things about swords and that the Ice Queen sword is still just as good, or if not, the same. Now, the only reason why it looks like it's doing less is because this one's upgraded to B10 and has a spec on it. So do keep that in mind. Now, the next thing is your stats can now be upgraded even higher. So if you look at this right here, because they upgraded the max level, you could still prioritize all of these and max them out at 16. Oh, another thing I completely forgot to mention is your rune level. Rune level and hockey level. If you haven't leveled your hockeys up all the way, you need to make sure you do it. I actually don't even have one of the hockeys unlocked, which is the Conqueror hockey. You need to make sure sure you have all the hotkeys unlocked and you're using all of them because they all make you deal more damage. So you might as well be using them if you haven't already, especially if you're trying to deal a lot more damage for those Krakens. Now, the next thing is runes. If you haven't chosen, you need to get the, I believe, Primordial Ruin as well, as that's going to make you do a lot more damage. Now, the next thing we need to go on to is Relics, which is a new feature that's been added to the game. So if we head over to Bazaar Island right here and we just jump here and move all the way over to this Coliseum area and then just jump down really quickly. The Relic Crafter. The damage relic right here is what you're aiming for. So you need 40 of the relic parts number 7 and 30 of the relic parts number 8 and 50 of the relic part number 1 and 3. Now, the way to get these is depending on which island you farm is what relics you're going to get. So as you can see, I've pretty much only been farming the last One Punch Island or whatever that was called. And I've only got relic 7 and relic 8 from doing it. Now, my luck isn't super good, which is why I haven't gotten that many of them. But you have to farm those pretty much to get 7 and 8. And then to get 5 and 6, you're going to want to farm this island right here. So if you haven't already, this is the island you need to go ahead and make sure you're farming. And then after that, you can do basically, let me just run over here real quick. Islands 1 and 2. So this is going to be, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's how you go ahead and get relics, relic shards, all that good stuff to go ahead and increase your damage. Now, the next thing, which I haven't really talked too much about, is going to be your accessories. You need to just choose whichever one does the most damage, honestly. Whichever one does the most damage for you, you need to go ahead and do that. When it comes to auras, you need to make sure you're using the one with the most damage. This one is 12.5. None of my other ones have 12.5, so this is the one I'm using, and this one has 12.5 and then 15% extra HP. So obviously I'm using that. Now, the next thing is artifacts, which I need to definitely hone in on more, especially when it comes to upgrading them, because we have a lot here. First thing I'd recommend doing is deleting all your commons and rares because there's no need to have them and it gives you dust. Now, I don't want to delete this. If I click on this, as you can see, this is not upgraded at all. But if I have this piece set, I have a 2-piece, 3-piece. So I'm using the Abyssal Crown. As you can see, Abyssal Crown gloves, and this one's 15. So this one's upgraded. It has all of these extra abilities on it. I'm not using, I don't think, the best artifact in the game. I'm going to go ahead and max this out. Upgrade, boom. That's going to be way more HP, life steal, damage reduction, and HP. So artifacts are kind of overlooked, and I'm honestly been overlooking them for a bit. So you need to make sure you're using those. Boom, that's max level now. And then this is also not max level, apparently. All of these need to be upgraded. So yeah, I did just use pretty much all my dust. I'm going to go ahead and delete all my commons and all that because I thought I already had auto delete turned on. But yeah, auto delete, common, and rare. I'll go through here and just delete these, delete select, common, and rare. Go ahead, delete these. You could honestly delete the epics too if you're not using them. All right, so now we should have a lot more dust. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and just delete the epics as well because that's going to give me more dust. Go ahead and delete these. Boom. And now go ahead. So this right here actually may be better because it's legendary and this is only rare. And this is the same set. So I'm actually going to go ahead and equip this. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same if I don't all have all legendaries. Yeah, like for example, this right here, there's a exact same one that's legendary. So I need to go ahead and use that instead. Now, the accessory that apparently is the best is Kraken armor. Best accessory is Kraken armor. Now, this is an artifact. So best artifact is basically whichever one you can get to do the most damage. So obviously legendaries are the best and then upgrading them. So this one is the new one that I'm using and it's also a 4-piece set. So you want to make sure you're using a 4-piece set. Boom, we have 4,000 of that now. So I'll just go ahead and add the dust. Boom, max level. So that's going to help us do a lot more HP and damage. And when we come out of this menu, you'll see a pretty big difference. Boom. Now, as you can see, we don't want this really equipped. There's another one over here that's just perfectly as good, but it's also legendary. So we're going to go ahead, upgrade this, put all of our dust in here, max the level on that. Then go ahead and do the same because we have, you know, a legendary version, which is going to do better overall damage. Let me put all this dust in there. Up now it is max level. And as you guys can see, this by itself is going to do a lot more damage reduction and life steal overall. So if we head out of this, as you can see, we just went from 19 million HP to over 20 million or 29 million HP. So we went up almost 10 million HP. Now, when it comes to damage, I don't know how much more damage per swing we're going to do. So it looks like we do 85 million per swing. So yeah, very, very overpowered way to go ahead and deal more damage. Another thing you guys need to go ahead and do is join a guild if you're not already in the guild. Guilds do actually give you buffs, and honestly, you just need to go ahead and do that. So if you head over here, I don't know if you can join guilds directly from here. You can create a guild, join guild right here, and you can also go to your invites and all that. Top guilds rewards are also coming soon, so obviously get into a guild. Top guilds right now, you guys can see all of them if it loads in. So yeah, definitely a good way to boost damage just like that. Now, if we go into my inventory, we're doing a lot of damage now, so a lot more. So make sure you're doing everything that I just showed you guys in this video. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel a ton. We are on the road to that 300,000 subscriber goal, which would be awesome to go ahead and hit. So if you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.